My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon for my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. There's an old sketch by Jack Benny where a bandit with a gun tries to rob the comedian with the classic line, "Your money or your life."
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Got a match?
Match? Yes, I have one right here.
Don't make a move. This is a stick-up.
What?
You heard me.
Mister, put down that gun.
Shut up. Now, come on. Your money or your life?
Now Benny seems a bit confused and takes a little bit of time to reply. So the impatient robber insists,
Look, Bud. I said your money or your life.
and then Benny, who plays the stingy guy, replies,
I'm thinking it over.
thinking it over. That's precisely the problem. Today we read your word, Jesus, in the Gospel. No servant can serve two masters. He will either hate one and love the other, or be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. This is called a Boolean in programming. You cannot serve two masters. There is only one option: God or mammon. Your money or your life, your eternal life. The Gospel today continues saying that the Pharisees, who loved money, heard all these things and sneered at Jesus. They actually laughed at Jesus. They had chosen mammon. Now remember the sketch at the beginning. The punchline is precisely the fact that the guy is so mean that he's actually considering keeping his money and giving away his life. But that's the absurdity of the sketch. If you lose your life, the robber is going to take your money as well. There is actually no choice. The money is going. And you can still choose if you want to keep your life or give it away also with the money. So, your money or your eternal life. There is no real choice. And yet, don't we waste a lot of time thinking it over? As Psalm 48 says, "Do not fear, when a man becomes rich and the glory of his house increases. When he dies, he will not take it with him. His glory will not follow him down to the grave." And Pope Francis comments on it with irony. "I have never seen a removals van behind a funeral procession." True. Now, we know well, Lord, that what you ask of your disciples is not to get rid of everything, but to be detached from everything. To use material things as a means, but not as ends. Some of us have started to write our Christmas present list. I was chatting with a friend about it to get some ideas, And he said that before composing his list of presents, he always goes to the shopping center to see, as he said with his own words, what things I need and I didn't even know. Well, that's what some people do at Christmas, isn't it? To ask for things they don't even need. Now, I don't want to destroy the spirit of Christmas. It's a good thing to exchange presents to celebrate your birthday, Jesus. But I don't want to use this time of prayer to talk to you, Jesus, about detachment from material things. Christmas or Black Friday or any of those campaigns can bring us into that frenzied move of our index finger. When you log onto Amazon and start using the one-click ordering option compulsively, you get carried away. And now deliveries are so quick that if you have second thoughts, before you try to cancel the order, there is a guy at the door with the Amazon parcel. This attachment to material things can be contagious. All my friends are getting the Fitbits, so I need one. Everyone has a Netflix subscription, so I need one. Everyone has upgraded their iPhone, or everyone has unlimited data, or this app or the other. Now, thank goodness, Jesus, not everybody is carried away like that. A few years ago, a priest told me the story of a boy who was making his first Holy Communion. Some families really go overboard with presents. So Mom asked what he wanted for his first Holy Communion. He said that on that day, he would have everything he needed. Jesus. Wow. But some family members and friends wanted to give him presents. So he said to his mum that they could just give him the money. Dad smiled, thinking, my son is gonna be a good businessman. However, they were all taken aback when the boy gave all that money to a charity that helped orphans. Unlike these Pharisees in the Gospel, he didn't love money, but he knew how to use it. Again, to clarify, having things is necessary. Even you, Jesus, didn't have a spare tunic, but you did have a very fine one. St. John writes in his Gospel that the tunic was seamless, woven in one piece from the top. We could say it was a Giorgio Armani, a good one. So it is not about not having things or about just always buying the cheapest pajamas. It is about being detached from material things, using what we need to use, buying what we need to buy, but not putting our hearts into accumulating things or money. Our eternal life is at stake here, remember? Your money or your life. There's a beautiful story of Blessed Chiara Badano when she was about 8 years old. Apparently, one day her mum mentioned that she had too many toys. Christmas was getting close. Now she was an only child, so there was no hand-me-down option in the house. So Mum proposed that Chiara give away some toys for poor children. At the beginning, Chiara didn't like the idea. Her mum explained that she said, "They are mine," and left the room. But a few minutes later, from the kitchen, Mum could hear the voice of the little girl saying, "This one, yes. This one, no." Not long after, the toys seemed to be divided up into 2 piles. And Chiara called Mum and asked her to bring some bags to put the toys in. When Mum brought the bags and started helping Chiara, she was shocked. "But Chiara," she said to her daughter, "these are the new toys." "Of course they are, Mum," replied Blessed Chiara. "I'm not going to give old toys to poor children. If they are old for me, they are old for them." Good point. You see, giving away your trash is not very generous, is it? That's how you detach yourself from material things. That's how Chiara's mum helped her daughter learn to do it. Jesus, you remind us today that we can serve 2 masters. And at times, we don't seem to see the risk for our souls of having our hearts attached to material things. So, when the enemy of my soul comes and asks, "Your money or your life?" Jesus, help me to be strong and reply with determination, "My life, my eternal life. And you can keep the change." Mary, my Mother Immaculate, how well I can imagine that humble home of Nazareth where you had all you really needed, but nothing superfluous. I'm sure that people knew they could pop in and ask for whatever they needed. There, in that holy home of Nazareth,
you will never hear a complaint when missing something or other, because what can you complain about if you always have Jesus with you? I give you thanks, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask you for help to put them into effect. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.